Hey guys, what's up? It's Travis from Teamyts, and I've been getting a lot of posts in my inbox lately about the Photon Drain deck, and you guys wanted an updated video about it for the new ban list. And to be honest, guys, the deck list really isn't gonna change all that much. I mean, once the collector's tins come out, well, not the whatever tin, premium pack tins, when those tins come out on March 20th. The deck might change a tad bit. I mean, it'll have more options because of Photon, Photon Sanctuary. And so it'll have a few more options in that, but the only real option that opens up is like to main deck Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, which you can do already, but it's not really that big of a deal. So I'm just going to run through the deck list and talk about some of the few cards that you can change for the new list, and you know why those changes are so much more important. Gonna go through the monsters real quick. Keep in mind, guys, there isn't a Monster Reborn or a Dark Hole in here, and I think it's gonna be missing one more card, but I just didn't feel like digging out a Monster Reborn and a Dark Hole to add into the thing, just because I threw it together again to do the video. But and then there's one card missing. Just pretty much consider that. Honestly, if I didn't put it in here again, it's probably because like it doesn't need to be in here. So just consider that like an open space to do whatever with. But monsters, like I'm gonna get into this. The monsters are Effect Veiler. You just run one in here because you have Skill Drain. So you really don't need the Effect Veiler if you have Skill Drain, because you run 3 Skill Drains in here, it already shuts off their effects. This card's going to be dead in hand. The only reason you run one is the potential that you don't have a Skill Drain, or you're not going first versus Wind-Up or Wind-Ups or Dino Rabbit or whatever you're going to need to use your Effect Veiler on. So that's the only reason you run one in here. One Honest. Everything in here is a light type. You have to run Honest. 3 Photon Lizards. Honestly, you can kick this down to 2 if you want to add Galaxy Eyes in. Also, sorry for the glare, guys. I have a light like right above me. There you go. You can kick this down to 2. You really don't need 3, but I like to run 3. And I might play around with the idea once the new stuff comes out. But like I said, you can kick this down from 3 to 2. But I run 3. You tribute it and add a Photon monster from your deck to your hand. It's not bad to set up like backup plays. 3 Photon Saber Tiger. This card is amazing. It's like a Stratos. It replaces itself in the hand. So technically it's a +1. And it goes down to 1200 attack if you don't have another Photon Saber Tiger on the field. But you have Skill Drain, so it gets around that. It doesn't really matter. And you can play like cards like Photon Trident and stuff to beef it up anyway. And then Honest is a nice trick to run with this because they don't think you have it, and then you have it and you laugh at them. So, and then he's your level 3 to go into rank 3s. 2 Thunder Kings, because Thunder King is just ungodly good. And he gets around Skill Drain with his Tribute effect. Not the first effect, the second effect, the Tribute effect. So, and he also shuts off a lot of like deck searches and everything. So he's pretty solid. If you get him at the right time, some decks will just even scoop because they drew a whole bunch of searchers. 2 Photon Crusher. A lot of people don't like this card. I think he's pretty cool because he's a 2000 beater and he's a level 4, so you can make rank 4 exceeds with him. Due to lack of options right now with Photon cards, he'll probably come out later on, but right now I like him at 2. Just because once Skill Drain's on the field, he's a 2000 beater, and then he becomes 2700 with Photon Trident with Trample. So, it's not bad. And then, obviously, 3 Photon Thrasher. Because you special summon him, he's all around good, and Skill Drain gets rid of his bad effect. So, 3 Photon Thrasher, indefinitely. And as far as the Photon Lizard's concerned, you can take one out for a Galaxy Eyes if you feel you need a Galaxy Eyes in here. It's not a bad idea because you can make him easily still. And then once Photon Sanctuary comes out, it's going to be even easier. I'm actually working on a new deck list for that, guys. Once Photon Sanctuary and stuff comes out, it's going to involve Twin Photon Lizard and cards like that to get quick plays to the field. So, moving on to spells, 3 Photon Trident. It's your Gemini Spark of the deck, even though it doesn't work like Gemini Spark, but it works just as well. If they attack your monster, you attack their monster. Activate it during damage step. Your monster gains 700 attack, and you can pierce a defense position monster if you attack, and then whenever you inflict battle damage, when this card's activated, you can destroy one of their spell or trap cards. It's all around good. Run 3, no exception. 2 Pot of Duality. I actually might run 3 in here. I don't remember because I haven't gone over this list in a little while. But I think 2 would work just fine in here. If you feel you need 3, then run 3. If you don't, run 2. But that might be one of the missing cards in here. And it just makes the deck more consistent. 1 Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, obviously staples. 1 Pot of Avarice. You do burn through monsters pretty quickly, so Avarice is good in here. Rhoda, Searcher, and 2 MST. Why don't I run heavy in here? Because I run 13 traps in here, that's why. So, 2 of these and 3 Photon Tridents is plenty to get around your opponent's back rows. So, it's enough back row hate for a lifetime. 3 Skill Drain. You must have 3 Skill Drain in this deck. It will not operate correctly without the Skill Drain. A lot of people try to make like alternate variants without Skill Drain. This card shuts off cards this meta. You need Skill Drain. It screws them over and it helps you out. That's all that matters. The only thing that this won't help you against is Heroes and Dark World, because Heroes play around it and possibly side deck it anyway, and Dark World just can all around play around it because their effects activate in the graveyard anyway. So you would just side 3 of these out for 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors against the Dark World and Inzektor matchups. It's plain and simple when it comes to that. Because A, you don't have to pay 1,000 life, and B, it just shuts off everything in a dark like deck. So these 3 come out for 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors in your side deck. 2-Dimensional Prison. I love this card. I really do. It just gets rid of the problem, pretty much. These would get sided out for cards like Fiendish Chain or Chain Disappearance, which is really good right now. Or Black Horn of Heaven, even. Black Horn of Heaven does a lot of damage this meta, too. But these are too slow to combat some of the top, like, the bigger decks. So you would take these out against, like, Dino Rabbit. You would take these out against, you could probably leave him in for Dino Rabbit, but I would suggest taking him out for, like, Black Horn of Heaven or something. Take these out against Dino Rabbit and Inzektor, because Inzektor, like, you won't even get to use them. Good luck. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. You can go 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse. It is honestly up to you, or you could even take 1 out for another Torrential. It's a personal preference. Like, this deck is very, you can personalize this deck very easily. So, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole for the main deck Dino Rabbit matchup to help you net your first game, and then you just side in stupid stuff against them. So, otherwise, like, run 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, I would personally suggest. 2 Bottomless or 1 Compulse, 1, Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, Solemn Brigade. I don't need to go into that. Huge Revolution is over. Why do I choose this over Starlight Road? Because Starlight Road is easily Solemn Warning right now, and there's so many ways to get around it right now. It's just, personally, if I'm going to play a card in a deck like this, I would rather it be a counter trap and unable to be stopped. Like, especially against Dino Rabbit, like, it really sucks when they have, like, a Legia out there, and then they go to destroy your shit, and you Starlight Road, and then they just negate it anyway. So, it's better to play this because it's unnegatable, because it's a spell speed 3. So the only way they're going to be able to do this is to Solemn Judgment it, and half the time they won't even do that. So, in this personal deck, I would do that. I love Starlight Road in, like, my hero variant, but in this, I wouldn't do it. Mirror Force, pretty obvious why, and 1 Torrential. You can replace the Mirror Force with another Torrential if you feel you need to. So, that's the deck right there, guys. I'm going to cover some extra deck choices real quick. Utopia for your rank 4s. or your level 4s. Leviair, since you main deck 2 Deep Prison and 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, Leviair, you can just take their stuff, and even if they Bottomless or Prison yours, you can get it back. Zenmain's obvious rank 3 choice. Acid Golem. You must run 2 to 3 Acid Golems in this deck. It is ungodly good with skill drain. It's too good to pass up on. So, Acid Golem, yes. Leviathan Dragon. Giga Brilliant. Helps beef up your monsters. And obviously, this isn't an extra deck choice, this is a main deck choice, but Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon for when you play, you know, in your main deck if you want to take out a lizard. And I have another deck list I'm gonna put up, guys, once I finalize it and the stuff is actually legal and released, for another, you know, another Photon deck that'll involve twin Photon lizards and all that other stuff. So, there's the updated deck. Like I told you, it hasn't changed much. The meta hasn't even changed. We lost plants, and we lost Trishula, and we lost Trap Dust Shoot. Other than that, the end of last meta has not changed. Windups, Insectors, and Dino Rabbit. They're still up there. They're still top right now. Honestly, I can't say anything more than that. The deck hasn't changed that much. Just you make choices that will adapt to the new meta, and I gave you guys some options on what to change out. And I don't know, maybe you guys will like the newer version that I put up with like the newer version that I put up with the twin Photon lizards and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like it, comment, rate, subscribe, add it to your favorites, you know, and send us an inbox if you have any ideas, or, you know, you're wondering. Leave us a comment, you know, if you're wondering like anything about the decks or anything that you want to see done. So this has been Travis from Teamyts, guys, and I'll catch you later.